It's human nature to feel a need to be accepted, and that sentiment is at the heart of the upcoming Belonging Tour. Organizers say it's more than an event, it's a growing movement rooted in connection, collaboration, and community action. The tour aims to bring different voices together to help find practical solutions for housing, employment, and other concerns. Here to tell us more about the Belonging Tour is Templeton Sawyer, the co-founder and executive lead for a nonprofit organization called Alive House. Good morning, Templeton.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So why did you help create Alive House? Let's start with that.
Well, it started with two immigrants, one being an international student and the other being a refugee coming into this country, having two separate paths, wanting to make change and wanting to see a difference in this country for newcomers. And so it started from a walk in the park, and it led to there to say, hey, we have to first have conversations with community and then stem out to where we're going to go with this name.
All right, now let's talk about the Belonging Tour. What is the mission of this tour?
Well, the mission of the Belonging Tour is to break down the barriers that's happening on the labels of newcomers, especially towards international students, and looking at refugees as well, looking at all the negative things that's happened on the news, also within policy changes last year with international students. We want to bring employers and housing leaders together to see a change and to see the skills that people bring to the communities. And so, yeah.
So when and where does the Belonging Tour take place?
Well, we're actually going across Canada. We're starting with Halifax coming up on May 28th. I'm partnering with the Delmore Buddy Day Learning Institute. And then we're going to go off to Calgary in July and then Ottawa in August. And then we're going to be in Toronto, where I'm presently. Yeah.
So who is invited to participate?
So, like mentioned, the Belonging Tour is mainly focused on bringing employers, folks who are hiring newcomer talent, bringing a diverse perspective to their company, bringing housing leaders, construction workers together so they can understand the aspect of why they're doing this to build more affordable homes. And also, we can't do this work without international students and refugees. And so bringing them into the space to chime into the conversation is very important for sure.
And why is it important to sort of take this nationwide?
Well, it's a national issue. It's a national issue. Like mentioned last year, there's been a lot of policy changes with the federal government on international students and the way how they work, the way how looking at the housing crisis that's been going on, and so we want to be able to pin. This is a pilot start to where we're gonna go. We're hoping to go to Vancouver, to Prince Edward Island, and to Montreal next year, summer. And so this is just the beginning of trying to touch each parts of Canada to start this movement of helping newcomers come alive.
And you did touch on this, but what do you hope to accomplish, or even what's next after this tour?
Well, what I hope to accomplish is more solutions, but not just more talking, but more action. How newcomers can create that solution, how employers can make that solution within their organizations, how housing leaders can start having those discussions within on their tables when building, when making decisions. It all starts with those action strategies after the conversation. And where we hope after next for the blogging tour is to create some programming that's going to be specific designed for employers and folks who are wanting to learn and understand newcomers more. And so we're hoping to do that more. So stay tuned.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for this morning. Thank you so much, Templeton.
Thank you so much.
And we put a link to the Alive House website on ours.